What's up? It's Marco, Sage of Soccer, and today I'm going to talk about the squad that I would bring for the Mexico game coming up. And man, this is a very interesting conversation because I think it's less about building the best lineup and more a discussion on basically should we throw this game or should we try to win? Because while this Mexico game is important, I think everybody knows at this point if we beat Panama, we're good, we're safe. So the conversation becomes should we rest our best players for this game and make sure we had the strongest 11 available for that Panama squad? And I've been going back and forth on this, and the decision that I reached is no, we have to go at this Mexico team full force. And I believe that for a couple of reasons. Uh, First, can you imagine if we don't get a result against Panama and we just threw this Mexico game? What would that be like? We just decided, no, we can leave points on the table. This can't be a maximum 6 point window because we've underachieved. We've got to get as many points as possible. And, when it comes to that, I'm looking at that Panama squad and I'm looking at our depth. So let's say a more rotated squad, I'll get into what that is later, but even a more rotated USA team, it's miles more talented than that Panama squad. And if we don't get a result against Panama, it's not going to be because of the quality of the players on the field. It's going to be because we beat ourselves, because we set up in a way that didn't help us succeed. And I really believe that. And then just like semantically, oh, Tyler Adams is on a yellow card. Well, I'd rather have Tyler Adams for 2 games than have him for 1 game. And it's just an assumption that he's going to get a yellow card against Mexico. I mean, he might. He very well could. But that's still a chance. And all of these chances we're adding up, I want to make sure we can try to go for as many points as possible. And I think we have to go out this Mexico team. If you disagree, that's fine. I can see both the arguments. I'm still not completely sure. But that's my opinion. And for that, let's just talk about the squad that I'd bring to this team. In goal, I'm actually going to go with Ethan Horvath. So I'm recording this in the middle of the FA Cup game, so hopefully Horvath doesn't screw up at all. But Zach Steffen was looking really shaky today, and I'm not too confident in him. He's not played at all. He's just come back from an injury, and I've been saying for a while that I want to ride a goalkeeper that's actually playing. That's why I've argued for Matt Turner playing. Well, not in January because he wasn't playing in January, but that's why I had argued for Matt Turner playing. And I think if they're all informed, I'd go with Zach Steffen. But at the moment, Ethan Horvath's the only guy playing. We got to go with Ethan Horvath, in my opinion. I'd go with 2 center backs. I wouldn't go with the back 3. I'll go over what I think we will do later, but I think you have to go with Miles Robinson and Walker Zimmerman. Miles isn't exactly in the best form right now. I think we're starting to see why there weren't any European offers for him. I mean, we know that he's not the greatest on the ball when the level gets a bit higher. And, man, his last few games for the national team, good against Honduras, then Kyle Larin kind of destroyed him against that Canada game. He got a red card last time he played Mexico. So, he's not a locked-in starter. And ideally, we'd be playing John Brooks and Chris Richards. Well, Brooks is frozen out of the team. Richards is unavailable. And I'm looking at the rest of our center backs. James Sands, I'm not confident in him in a back 2. Eric Palmer-Brown, I like him, but he's not been perfect for Troyes. And even though the French league is a much higher level than the MLS, I don't care what people say, the MLS it's a far lower level than even mid-table French teams, but he's been screwing up a good amount. And I think he's got some flaws in his game as well. If this was Cameron Carter-Vickers, it might have been a conversation, but I don't think I'd go with Eric Palmer-Brown right now. And Aaron Long, he's just come back from injury. We still haven't got a good judge for how good he can be yet. He's done pretty well for the Red Bull, but I don't want to throw him well, we'll be going up against Raul Jimenez. I don't want to throw him to the Wolves. Good one. Walker Zimmerman, he's been really solid for us. I trust him enough. He's a high floor, low ceiling. I always screw that up player. He's going to give us a solid performance no matter what. He did well against Mexico last time, and I'm okay with riding for this game. At fullback, Jedi Robinson, easy decision. I don't think you can argue that. We don't have a backup, to be honest. We brought in George Bello, but we weren't planning on having one. And on the right-hand side, Reggie Cannon. I could see the argument for DeAndre Yedlin. People said he had a decent game. He was a real weak link against Mexico last time, and he has only gotten older. The level that he's playing at has only declined, and he hasn't really looked great in the MLS. Like Aaron Long, I think he's been solid. DeAndre Yedlin, he's been there. He hasn't really impressed me at Inter Miami, and I'm looking at Reggie Cannon. He's been getting a lot of good game time. I actually do trust him enough. I feel like there isn't a drop-off in athleticism. Going forward, DeAndre Yedlin's inconsistent, so it's kind of hard to judge. Like, we kind of have a weird situation where, like, all of our veterans are, like, just as inconsistent as the young players, which it really shouldn't be like that, but it is. Like, DeAndre Yedlin, he could have a good offensive performance. He probably won't, though. Reggie Cannon, I don't think it's his strong suit. He's been playing as a right-sided center back in a back three, but I trust him enough defensively that I'd go with him. Going to the center of the midfield, Tyler Adams, Yunus Musa, and I'm going Gio Reyna. So Tyler Adams, I know he's on a yellow card. We got to play our best team in this game. It's my opinion, and even if he's unavailable, at this point, I think we have enough talent to win against Panama no matter what. Because I'm looking at that midfield. Kelvin Acosta, I'm not confident in him. But at home against bad opposition, he has done a job. So maybe he'll be good enough. Especially if he's at the 6. I don't think we'll lose because of him. We might, but I don't think so. And then Gianluca Busio and Luca de la Torre, that's a good dual 8 pairing that can be creative. So even if both those guys are tired, if Reyna, Musa, they're unavailable, Adams gets tired, I'm confident in that midfield against Panama, which, I don't know, but I am. I trust our players. Busio's looking really good. Luca de la Torre's performed great. And Kelvin Acosta, he'll do a job defensively at the very least. And if we can actually build out the back properly, we can have Busio drop in and pick up the ball, like, we'll be able to do well. So yeah, I feel like we should go with that. Musa, he's self-explanatory. He's been playing great all year. Gio Reyna, Reyna's interesting. I actually made a video talking about this, like, should we risk him knowing that he might be injured? I say yes. I think that making this World Cup is so important that even if Reyna does get hurt and this is a setback to his career, it will be worth it for this group to get to the World Cup. And is the chance higher that Reyna will get injured than if we don't have Reyna, our chance of getting to the World Cup will go down? Yeah. But I will take that slight boost to our odds over that slight chance that Reyna will get hurt. Because Reyna's a great player. He's starting for Dortmund again. He's getting back in form. I trust him enough to play. And I'm really hoping that he can do a good job for us. I'm really hoping he stays healthy, but I'm willing to take that risk. Up front, the front three, going with Christian Pulisic, Tim Weah, and Jordan Pefok. And I've got Pefok next to Weah in my notes. I almost said Patrick Weah. But Pulisic, he's in amazing form. We have to start him. I'm hoping that he can go all 3 games. Hopefully we'll be good by the Costa Rica game, so it won't even matter. But hopefully he can go all 3 games. And, looking for him to score some goals, just be dynamic, make something happen. Tim Weah, he's not actually playing that much for Leo right now, but he's been so good for the national team that I really think you got to go with him, especially since I have Reyna in the midfield. Aronson picked up a knock today. I think he should be fine, but there's so little information on that injury right now. And up front, I'm going with Jordan Pefok. I think goals are the most important thing for us. While Hesford did recently get a hat trick, I think that he's shown he struggles to score at an international level, which I think is fine. I think he's not on the team to score goals, which is weird to have a striker who's not on the team to score goals when we don't exactly get goals from everywhere else. Like, I can understand for a team like Liverpool when you got Mane, Salah, Jota, new signing Diaz, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Andy Robertson. Like, I understand like Liverpool doing that, but with us, we need a goal scorer up front. And right now, P-Fox in some great form. The way we play, we put in a ton of crosses, so it does make sense to have someone like P-Fox, just a huge striker who can put the ball in the back of the net. So that's what I think we got to go with. Team again, Ethan Horvath, Miles Robinson, Walker Zimmerman, Jedi Robinson, Reggie Cannon, Tyler Adams, Gio Reyna, Yunus Musa, Christian Pulisic, Tim Weah, and Jordan Pefok. So yeah, that's what I think we go with. That's what I would go with. My prediction, I think we're going to go with a back three, and I think we're going to play to not lose, which usually means we'll lose. I feel like Berhalter's going to throw this game. I'm going to just call a spade a spade. He's going to throw the game. Just make sure we can come into the Panama game in the best position possible. I think Zach Steffen will start in goal. I feel like he's going to continue to ride him, which I personally disagree with, but I'm not going to lose any sleep about it. I do believe that Zach Steffen's our best goalkeeper, but he needs to play more. He needs to leave Man City, at least on loan. For the back three, I think what he's going to go with is Miles Robinson, James Sands, and Walker Zimmerman. Sands was doing really well in the middle part of the back three in the Gold Cup, which, well, that wasn't exactly too much because I think it was 2 group stage games against some scrubs, but he did look very good in that spot. That was actually our back line in the Gold Cup, Robinson and Zimmerman. So I think he's confident enough in that. I could very easily see Aaron Long playing. I could see Eric Palmer-Brown at that middle center back. I could see Reggie Cannon coming in at the right-sided center back. But I think the best guess is Miles, Sands, and Zimmerman. At fullback, I think he goes with Jedi Robinson, DeAndre Yedlin. Hopefully they'll get forward, attack a bit, but both of them aren't exactly reliable at creating things offensively. I think the midfield 2 will be Kelna Costa and Yunus Musa. Tyler Adams gets arrested. Musa, I feel like he's good enough defensively. Like, he surprised me with how athletic he is, so I feel like he's got the ability to play in that role. I'm not positive with how well it'll go, but I think Musa can do that job well. Up top, it's going to be Jordan Pefok. I think Jesus Ferreira is his favorite, but I feel like if we are going to play this game defensively, we're going to be playing for set pieces, so having that big guy up top is going to be huge. And then Pulisic on the left-hand side, I think we go with him no matter what. And I think it's going to be Tim Weah. I could easily see it being Jordan Morris on that right-hand side, but because just wanting to rest Weah. But I feel like we could go with our more dynamic option. Again, I'm not sure, but I think Tim Weah does get the start. So yeah, that's my opinion with how this game will go. I think if we put out our strongest team, we could give Mexico a really good game. I know going to Azteca is going to be very difficult, but I think we can win it. We've been doing very well against them before. The Mexico team, it's not the same as it used to be, and I think we have a good chance. But with the team that we're going to put out, especially if we just decide, oh, this is a road game, it's impossible to win, we're just going to play defensively, that's a self-fulfilling prophecy. We're going to have it in our head that we won't be able to win, and we're going to lose that game if we come out with the intention to not win. So, yeah, I feel like depending on the lineup, I think we'll be able to see how this game's going to go right from the start. But yeah, that's what I do for this Mexico game. Let me know what you do in the end, and yeah, that's all I'll talk about. See ya.